All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. This is the recording for another one of our Flowetry workshops. My name is Brendon, Mr. Spider-Man, Skull Babylon. Thank you for everyone who is joining in. This will be uploaded to YouTube afterwards, and I may be uploading this to Spotify. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, then shout out to you as well. And yeah, we're going to be getting right into things. We'll just talk a little bit about what Flowetry is, and then we're going to be doing a bit of a meditation, and then we'll begin passing the talk Instagram and practicing doing Flowetry, which is exactly the intention of this workshop. It is an opportunity for us to not only be able to just kind of like talk about Flowetry and just kind of like what the concepts are, but to be able to experience it. And so the concept of Flowetry, again, you can think of Flowetry basically as freestyle poetry, spoken word, song, whatever the case may be. And so Flowetry is the practice that I like to be able to emphasize as being able to bring yourself into that heart space. And when you're in that heart space, you get to experience the Flowetry moving through you, really kind of opening up to this idea that there is like this infinite flow of creative energy moving through us at all times, very much like a waterfall kind of coming down through us. And over the years, we kind of build up these blockages, emotional blockages, psychological blockages, energetic blockages. And when that's the case, it can be very hard to express ourselves in whatever format that is. So the practice of Flowetry is actually a practice that's going to be very unique and different for every single person. In some cases, it can be very cathartic. It can be very healing. It can be very inspirational. It can be very liberating. It can be, yeah, something where it's just like, whoa, that felt like freedom, you know, that form of expression where I was able to observe this infinite flow of creativity moving through me. So that's more or less what Flowetry is about. And again, as we get into it, I'll give you guys some more tips and just a little bit of demonstration in terms of ways to go about it. But for everybody here, I just invite you to really just be able to open your heart to infinite possibilities, and we're here to have fun. Like, this is literally a practice. This is like a hockey practice. We're here to just kind of like hang out, share the inspiration, and yeah, get to be able to develop our skills as Flowetry artists. So by the time you're done this, you'll just be able to like notch up your experience points a little bit more. And like anything, like, it's practice. So the more you do it, the more you're developing the neural pathways, the easier it gets. And the more you're kind of removing the blockages, and over time, it'll just be something that you can just kind of like snap into. And so for me, my experience with Flowetry, I got into it way back in probably about 2014, 2015. And that was when I was hanging around with some buddies who I met in California. And they were just like doing Flowetry all the time. They would just walk around with guitars and just be like making up songs like about things they're looking at. And I'm just like, how are these guys doing this, right? You know, like anybody else, it's just like, oh, like, you know, give me a week to write something out. But these guys are just like committed to just being able to say, like, let's just speak from our heart. And it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. It's the intention, it's the cadence. It's like just like the space between the words. It's the breath between the words. And oftentimes with Flowetry, a big part of it is really being able to give yourself permission to be able to just kind of like check in, where's my breath? And you notice that when you connect with the breath, it's like each time you breathe, it's like you're bringing in a little bit more of that creative energy. So like when you're not breathing, like that, the creative energy almost gets stuck, right? So it's like the breath is like the current. You breathe and it keeps it flowing. So for everybody here, even just as you're talking, you know, just really bring awareness to those breaths. Take those deep breaths, and that will be a part of the practice tonight, and you'll get to experience that. I'll be doing things that I haven't fully explored before. I want to practice doing a little bit more kind of like toning, like vocal toning, not even like words, but even just toning. I kind of want to do that. And yeah, I'll be doing some music. I got some song. You guys are welcome to bust out any instruments you want. And yeah, we'll just kind of, we'll just go with the flow. And that's exactly what we're here to do. So I hope this workshop is something that you experience and get to walk away from feeling inspired, and yeah, ready to be able to bring a little bit more Flowetry into your life. So my name is Brendon, as I said, but I'm of course joined by a good handful of awesome people here in the group. Not everybody's on camera, but we do have Carlos who is on camera at the moment. So Carlos, thank you for joining as well. And we've got Selo, we've got Shannon, and we've got Demetria, and we've got Jessica, and we've got a few more people who will be joining in a little bit later as we go. So with that said, let's just get things going with a little bit of a meditation, and then we'll get right into the practice. And all in all, this will probably go for about 90 minutes. And for those of you who are listening to this in the future, future. We are doing ongoing Flowetry workshops. It's something I like to do for the community here and there. So if you want to be able to get involved with future ones, again, either send me a direct message on Instagram to RSVP one off, or if you guys want to join on my Patreon, you can join in for that and ongoing events. And that's a monthly contribution, and that will give you access to the Flowetry events and lots of other stuff as well. So let me just check in real quick and make sure that we got everything going in place. And yeah, all good. So let's take a moment here just to be able to do a little bit of a meditation, and then we'll get right into our practice of Flowetry tonight. So get yourself nice and comfortable. So just allowing yourself to just close your eyes and really just begin connecting with your breath. Soft, gentle inhales. Nice soft exhales, maybe a bit of a sigh through the mouth. And just finding that rhythm of your breath at your own pace. And as we do this, just bringing our awareness into our heart space. Just taking a moment here to be able to reflect on gratitude. Gratitude for yourself for choosing to be here. Gratitude for the space, the circle, for all the people co-creating it. Gratitude for the excitement and the surprises and the creativity that we will get to share here tonight. Taking a moment here to really just be able to feel the future, feel those moments later tonight where it's like, oh, like I did it. I expressed my heart. I practiced Flowetry. I was outside my comfort zone, and just know in your heart right now that those moments are there. Even if you're just here to be able to listen, you can vicariously experience it through each other. So feel what it would feel like in this moment to just kind of be like, ooh, those are some fire. That was some fire. That was some awesome Flowetry, or whatever the case may be. Know that it's already flowing down the river into this present moment. And so as you continue to breathe here, just continuing this by visualizing what you can think of as a stream of creativity flowing down through your crown, through your heart, all the way through, back down to the roots, and even just like looping around, just feeling yourself almost in this toroidal field matrix. And this toroidal field matrix is tapped into 0 point energy. And from this 0 point pours forth infinite creativity. The same force, the same life force that beats your heart, that moves your breath. And so as much as you are able to breathe, you are able to express creativity. You are creativity. You are creation in motion. So just breathe here, straighten up your spine, open up your chest, relax your face just a little bit more. And really just take this opportunity to just feel, but also visualize, conceptualize, and really just keep this image in the back of your mind throughout tonight. You can think of it as water. You can think of it as like a golden light, but just kind of like coming through you. Maybe it's down from the top, maybe it's just emanating from your heart, whatever the case may be. But just feeling and visualizing and aligning with this knowing of this infinite flow of creativity that is moving through you. Just take a moment here to just breathe. The breath will guide you. You are a creative being. What does it mean to be a creative being? Answer that question right now within your mind. Just take a moment. What does it mean to be a creative being to you? Beautiful. And so gently here, we'll prepare to conclude this brief meditation, and just keeping this visualization with us throughout the practice tonight and beyond. You guys ready? You guys ready to have some fun? You guys here to not only impress each other, but impress yourself and be like, oh man, I didn't know I had it in me. So Gently, as you're ready, cultivate and feel that excitement within your body. We're going to carry it with us throughout the practice tonight. And slowly, at your own pace, gently bring awareness back to your physical body as you wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and slowly, when you're ready, gently open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you. Beautiful. Welcome back, everybody. Just taking a moment here, get you guys all situated. Awesome. Is that good? You guys feel that meditation? All good? Perfect. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Demetria. Thank you for joining in. And yeah, so with that said, we'll basically start things off. I'll start off first, and then you guys let me know who wants to go next, and we'll just kind of practice doing some Flowetry. Doesn't have to be for too long each one, you know. Maybe it will just be for like a minute. Maybe it will be for a few minutes. Whatever the case may be, we'll really just kind of practice. Just again, when we do Flowetry, it's almost like this opportunity for the universe to talk to itself. So you can almost ask that question: well, what does the universe want to say right now? Not just the universe, but what do you want to say? What's on your heart? So that's where even the practice of Flowetry can be, as I said, like very therapeutic. You know, it's just be like, how am I feeling right now? Sometimes if you ask yourself that question and then express it through Flowetry, you can be like, whoa, like this is actually helping me move energy. So you can understand how the process of doing Flowetry can actually be beneficial for a variety of purposes. So exactly, Carlos. How does spirit want to express through me in this moment? Absolutely. Cool. Okay. Once we go around, you guys are welcome to kind of just introduce yourself and speak a little bit on the concept of Flowetry as well. I know there's a lot of beautiful people here with some awesome perspectives. So bringing it all into the circle is awesome. Okay. All right. I'll just go first. So let me just kind of check in. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a moment to breathe, which I would encourage you guys to do. Just breathe a couple times. And in the concept of Flowetry, you guys are welcome to really just kind of do whatever topic you want, but I would encourage you within the context of this space and the vibe of the community, encouraging you to kind of lean into the concept of conscious Flowetry. So yeah, I could do Flowetry about like dogs and cats, like that's totally cool. But at the same time, if you're leaning into this idea of quote unquote conscious Flowetry, what I mean by that is basically doing Flowetry that draws from the context of that infinite wisdom, that infinite metaphysical, spiritual, conscious, mindful, Zen-like chi wisdom. And so when you do that, it's also kind of tapping into this idea that like within your heart is like this infinite Akashic record, this infinite hard drive of ideas. And those ideas are going to be drawn from your own wisdom, from your own experience, from the universal experience. So again, you can kind of like practice doing whatever, but I would encourage you guys to even just practice kind of like speaking again through the wisdom of soul, whatever that means to you, and then just kind of see what comes through. And you can do it in a way that's designed to inspire, just to be able to share, whatever the case may be. So thank you again, everyone, for being such awesome sacred mirrors. And yeah, like I said, I'll get right into this. So I'll just take a breath first, and yeah, we'll see what comes through. So here we go. If you guys want to like close your eyes while doing it, that's totally up to you. If you do that, sometimes it's easier to go into that internal state. So there's a few different ways to do it. So, and even like hand and mudras, whatever works for you. So and so what does spirit want to say through me? This is a great question for us to truly see, because I think when you realize that you and me are sitting here for a purpose, it's really to truly see what comes out of each other, because we are portals for this infinite grace. And when you truly realize that there is no race, you realize that we have already won, and that this has been the story all along, because we are simply here to sing our song. And this song is something complex that is made up of many verses, because each one of us is truly our own universe. Sisters and brothers, we are here to say that now is the time for us to truly play. And so when you allow yourself to tap into your heart, you give others the permission to share their art, because at the end of the day, we are here to learn and grow, because this earth is a school. And so let's see where we can go, because we're not just here to be in the classroom all the time. We're here to go out and have recess and make rhyme, to get our hands in the dirt and to run around in these fields and to experience the joy of what it means to be real. And so I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you, because each of you are a unique fractal expression of that which is true. And so whatever comes through the vessel that you are, I simply invite you to honor it, for it is the voice of a star. So cha cha cha. You guys can do like the snappy thing for each other and be like, show love. Cool. Thanks, guys. That feels good. Again, you know, as much as I'm like, oh, this is a workshop, and me coming here and just doing it for practice is awesome. I enjoy it. It lights me up, and I'm excited to be able to hold space for everybody else here. So I like how when I was doing that, you guys were like meditating while I was doing the first part. Like I wasn't sure if I like instructed that wrong, or if you guys just did it intuitively. But yeah, even if you guys are listening to each other, feel free to just kind of like close your eyes and listen, whatever the case may be. It's totally cool. So with that said, we'll pass it over to whoever wants to go next, and then we'll just kind of go around the circle. Carlos, I know you're eager, so we'll pass it over to you. And then from there, we'll just pass it over to whoever wants to go after that. So Carlos, with that said, thank you so much for joining, dude. And please go ahead. You can talk a little bit about your experience with, again, I know before we started recording, you've done some rap, some like hip hop stuff. So if you want to talk a bit about, you know, tips and tricks that works for you, things you might want to pass on for the group, please, by all means. And Carlos, when you're ready, go right ahead. Happy to have you here, dude.
Yeah, man. Brendon, thank you so much, aka Mystic Spider-Man the Legend, blessing me with his presence right now. It's amazing because even though I've done freestyle rap in front of people, or flowetry, so to speak, in front of people so many times, the stage fright never goes away. So I've learned to view this like heart pounding sort of sensation as something to lean into rather than to run away from or to try to numb. And the more that I amplify that sensation and allow that heart pounding fear or anxiety or excitement to expand, and lead the way anyways, the more access to creative flow, creative energy, the more that I grow too, because each and every one of us deserves to do things that make us feel a little uncomfortable. And really, like, if I were to give tips, especially if you're first starting ever to flow or freestyle rap, is to mess up on purpose. Mess up on purpose. Like, if there's a part of you that is trying to look good or trying to rhyme, mess up on purpose and let go of the need to rhyme. And the more that you mess up, the more you show your nervous system that you didn't freaking die. And that it's safe to mess up in front of people and to play. And that's actually what makes your flow a lot more relatable. And sometimes that mistake is actually a portal into another flow and into another flow state. So trust that. And if it helps, like, maybe you don't want to start with words, maybe you want to start with sounds or humming, freestyle humming, and then from humming go to sounds, and then from sounds go to pointing out things around you, like the lights above my head, or the speakers shining behind me, or the Zoom call in front of me, and the beautiful people watching me, like just pointing things out and then eventually getting into flow. With that being said, I'm gonna do some flowetry for you all. Do no harm, but take no shit. Being on the spiritual path doesn't mean that every single day you're ripping the bong or meditating or being kind to someone. Sometimes it means that you need to set boundaries and tell someone to politely fuck off. Boundaries are not something that takes away from anyone. Boundaries are something we set to protect and conserve our own energy. That way we can then focus that energy into generating creativity, unlocking our inner divinity and channeling it towards something productive. When we set boundaries and when we say no and when we fight for what we stand for and not ever let someone walk over us, we are choosing us. We are choosing to play. We are choosing to create in our own flow state. Yet so many of us think, especially me, when I first started on my own spiritual journey, was to say yes to everyone and to help everyone and to let everyone vent and complain to me and hold space for them instead of me. But recently I have learned that in order to protect others and save and help others, I must conserve my own energy and save me first, filling my own cup such that my cup overflows into the cups of others. King of cups energy, baby, holding space for me before thee, always so that the pentacles, the coins can come through to me. And then investing in me, using these coins, spending money, energy, not in a consumption and numb myself kind of way, but spending money, investing in others so that others may invest in me. Trusting that when I'm giving more than I take, planting seeds and letting others water them when they may, that spirit, universe, God, whatever resonates with you in your heart will hold space for you, protect you, and hold you in divine abundance, baby. Ooh.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome, man. Carlos, thank you so much. Show some love for Carlos. Thank you, Carlos. Show love.
Thanks,
Beautiful.
y'all. That
How
was
did how did that feel? We usually ask afterwards. How did that feel? How you feeling?
I feel extremely alive and vital in my body. Before, there was kind of like that heart pounding, like, oh God, what am I doing here sensation. And then, but now it's like, I mean, if I might describe it as, it feels like I'm on drugs and I'm completely sober. From my nervous system feels on, it feels like energy is like moving throughout my limbs. And I feel seen, I feel activated and proud of myself for doing something that was a little scary.
Well, good job, dude. Congratulations. And yeah, like that, was that a little bit different from the stuff you've done before, or was that?
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
I usually put on a beat and rap over it and do that. Because I'm a very like musical person. Um, but I was like, you know what, let me play with like using silence as my beat and see what happens. And that was a lot of fun.
You did great, dude. You did great, and I think what you were saying earlier, what Carlos was saying earlier, there's a great point there about again, within the flow tree practice, you don't need to rhyme. There's no rules here. So I mean, sometimes you rhyme, sometimes you don't. Sometimes in place of a rhyme, again, it's a breath, it's a cadence, it's like playing with inflection and everything. So there's no pressure on having to rhyme. However, at the same time, if you're aiming for that intention to rhyme, you can usually find that if you just kind of like add a bit of a pause, add a bit of a breath, then something will come out of it. Some sort of rhyme will come out of it, unless it's orange. Orange is a little like orange, like if you're looking for something to rhyme with orange, door hinge, orange, like right, like we need like that's like the only dead end there, but everything else you're good. There's something there if you tap into it. So, but yeah, well, again, the best way to be able to explain it is to experience it. So we'll just keep going here. Again, I'm grateful for everybody being here. When we do these, at times, the fact that it's a smaller group means the more we get to practice cyclically. So let's keep going around, and we'll keep an eye on the time, and we'll go around as much as we can, and then we'll just keep going from there. Melissa, thank you for joining. Lauren, thank you for joining. Happy to be able to have amazing people here. And yeah, who would like to go next? Or who is feeling like ready to go like soon? I know, Melissa, you literally just jumped in, so no pressure either way. And Demetria and Lauren, I know you guys are still feeling it out, so whatever works for you. I'm more than happy. Like if you guys want to jump in, jump in. If you guys are like, give me a few more minutes, I'll just practice something else. Carlos will jump in when he's ready. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. So just checking in again, would anybody else like to be able to go right now, or we'll even if you just type in and be like, I'll go soon and stuff like that. That's totally cool. You can let me know. So let me just check here. I'm just replying to a quick IG message. I think a couple more people are joining. So, okay. Yeah, absolutely, Melissa, get a feel for it. No worries. And Demetria, Laura, just again, giving you guys a chance if you guys are, okay, cool. It's up to, yeah, totally. Like, honestly, like it's one of those things where like, we're here to break through that part of us that's just like, I don't want, like lean into that. And honestly, if you're just like, where do I start? Talk about that. Talk about what you're feeling in your body. Like that's your experience. Talk about your experience. Kind of what Carlos was saying. You know, sometimes if you're looking for things to do, you could just like look around you and like find objects and be like, I'm picking up my phone. My phone is in my hand. There's a light over there. It's on a stand. Ooh, this tea sure looks tasty. Don't mind me, no need to be hasty. Like, you can just get ridiculous with it, right? Like it's the playfulness that really just like dissolves the blockages and just like brings in the ease. So we're here just to have fun. So Demetria, if you'd like to go next, more than welcome to. And even if you just want to talk first, you can just be like, you know, like, what's your experience with this? You're brand new to this. Share anything you want, and then we can chit chat as need be, and you can give it a swing when you're ready. So Demetria, does that sound good?
Give it a shot. Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. All right, Demetria, passing it over to you. Let's show some love for Demetria.
Thanks, guys. Every part of my body is like run, leave, bounce. Like I'm super nervous, but I'm like, okay, you know what? We're here. You guys are dope, holding space. So I'll be brave. This is my first time attempting anything like this, but I've always held space. Like I was always the one when all my homies were freestyling, them like freestyling in my ear and me like hyping them up. So I've always loved rap, conscious hip hop, storytelling, freestyling, just always had like a strong affinity towards it, but never really thought that I could do it. So I'm going to practice and tune into a part of myself that I've neglected. I know I have a lot to say, but every part of me is like, oh no, save that for another day. I know there's a lot in me, and I feel like if I step into the part, everybody around me will just come and rip me apart. That's how I felt for a while. I'm scared of my own voice. But it's come to a point in my life where, you know what, I no longer have a choice. I can't run anymore. I cannot hide. There's a lot of stuff inside me that that I have deep inside. And I want to express it. I know I have a lot to say, and maybe some little part of my expression could make somebody else's day. So I'll find it in my heart. I'll move forward with courage to be brave and know that nobody else around me is coming to save. As I'm starting to do this and allowing myself to speak, it's interesting because I'm finding the fear and anxiety inside of me is kind of starting to leak. As I allow myself to go to find my flow, there's like a part of me that just knows this is where I'm supposed to go. No longer can I hide. I'm going to work through all the fear, and maybe it'll inspire another peer. I'll just keep going a little while longer. And it's interesting, as I speak, that anxiety seems to be no longer. I'll go a little deeper, see what else wants to come out, and continue to create my day as I go about. My nerves are starting to ease, and that's feeling pretty good. I'm actually finding some joy in me, which I didn't know I would understood. Thank you guys for holding space while I explore this part of me. Maybe I'll come back another day and see what else there is to be. Whew. Thanks, guys.
Wow, show love for Demetria. Demetria, that
Thank
was
you.
awesome. That was
Oh,
so
thank
good.
you.
Take a moment to breathe. We can just kind of chit chat and just kind of check in, and if you want to share how you're feeling. That was so cool because I was like, you're like talking and you're explaining it, and I'm just kind of like I'm like in the background for a second, and then I'm like, oh, she's doing it. Like it's already started. Like you were just talking, and then it just kind of like went into it. I'm like, it's happening, it's happening. So
It's
it was
happening.
awesome.
Thank you guys. I was terrified going into it, but really like
Mm.
as I was saying, like just trying to I guess express what I was feeling as I was going, the fear started to kind of dissolve away. And that was really cool to experience.
Totally. Oh, I'm glad you got to experience. Like again, like we're here doing Flowetry, but I'm like, man, like this can be. It's very personal. This can be something very big to someone. They come here and they're like, whoa, like I just like moved through a block that I've been holding on to for years or something like that, right? So whatever it needs to be for you guys, like we're here to hold space for it. I know this is much more than just like us having fun, but when we work with fun, it really, again, like fun is like this very beautiful golden substance that can kind of like dissolve away like the crustiness of what could be like years of energetic blockages and stuff like that. So yeah, let's keep things moving around. Demetria, is there anything else you want to share? Like again, I think that was awesome. And one thing I kind of like noticed because you said it, where it's like you get into a state and you're just like, could I do this all day? Like, could I just like I could probably like once you kind of get going, it's just kind of like, oh, I could do this for like another like 5 minutes. I could probably do it. Like if I can do it for another 5 minutes, why can't I do it for another 10 minutes? And you're literally just kind of and especially even again, with the stuff that you're into as well and everything related to, like psychic phenomenon and channeling and things like that. This is very much its own version of channeling. You don't have to think of it as channeling. Technically, are we always channeling, so to speak, but it's definitely kind of similar and stuff. But yeah, Demetria, go ahead. I was just going to pass it back to you if there's anything else on your heart you wanted to share, and then we'll go around a bit more.
Just thank you, Brendon. This is a space that it's really healing. Like even before I kind of like raised my hand, I felt myself getting really emotional. Like already those blocks were starting to kind of surface to be released. So yeah, for me, this is definitely a very healing experience, and I'm grateful for you and all you do, and you guys for holding space for me.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you as well, Demetria. Let's show some love again for Demetria. Yeah, that was awesome. So beautiful. All right, so with that said, we'll pass over to whoever wants to go next. And again, if you guys have to leave early, let us know. If you want to hop in one more time, we'll make room for it. And yeah, this is beautiful. So Lauren and Melissa, just checking in, are either of you feeling like you want to give it a shot next? Otherwise, again, we can just keep passing it around. It's up to you. Lauren, I know Lauren is quite talented when it comes to music and stuff like that. So I think so. So Lauren, do you want to give something a shot? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, Lauren, thank you for being here. And even again, if you want to share anything about Flowetry and creative stuff coming through you and stuff like that, any tips that you might have learned over the years, please by all means feel free. And when you're ready, you can bring whatever you would like to bring into the circle, and we're here for you. So go ahead, Lauren, you can just chat and say hi and stuff.
Yay. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for sharing what I caught with Carlos and Demetria. Oh my God, you're just mirrors for me. It's like beautiful to see. It was just your experience. We're experiencing this moment right here, and this is what matters. And being in a group like this with like a new group, it scares me too. Like I have so much anxiety, but I like to call it like the happy butterflies, because they're like or like little buzzing bees that are just like ready to like word vomit out. But yeah, I I do meditations, and I do channel with them, the meditations, and it's much slower than I feel right now. I didn't do any like deep meditations before this. I was working on other projects, but I'm ready. And I've done a Flowetry workshop with Brendon before, and it was beautiful, and I just sang and kind of rhymed with it. But I think this time I want to like go for like the words and just like allow the words versus singing to kind of flow up. Maybe I'll sing a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what goes on. Okay.
Cool. All right, let's show some love for Lauren. So Lauren, we love you. You got this.
It's cyclical, looking inward, circulating within rotating, moving, ebbing and flowing. What I see is the emotions going. I know what I need to do and what I need to say, but what comes through is the ego blocks, they say. And they're like, don't say that, that's weird. But I'm just gonna be here and queer. As I giggle, it flows, the energy goes, and I move with the flows. It's so fun to just glow. And that's what it is. It's only a vibe. It's not really the words that are saying. It's just this time, this moment, this process, this journey. It's here. Within our hearts, our souls, the tangled energy that we unfold. We love ourselves through it with compassion. And that's how we love others too. And really all I see within me is a reflection of you.
Beautiful. Let's show some love for Lauren. That was awesome. That was so cool. Lauren, good job. And again, we'll just kind of check in. Oh, nice. Cool. Lauren, how was that? How do you feel?
It was the same process, all the like energies in the beginning, and then you kind of just sit with yourself a little bit slower and kind of the pause. There's beauty in a pause. And I used to just like want to fill the spots. Oh, I lost all of the people. Oh, hello.
Sorry, I didn't realize that button did that to everyone. Okay, go ahead. You're still in darkness.
But yeah, it was like the flow of the energy. And as I kind of ended it, it just settled a little in the roots, like down my legs and out.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's interesting when okay, is this what am I doing a thing where it's like messing up the view for everyone? I'm sorry, guys. There's an update in Zoom. It's screwing with my head. No worries. Okay, we'll just switch it there. But anyways, yeah, it's interesting when you get into a state with the Flowetry. Again, it becomes a meditation. Like you can really kind of like go deep into it, and oftentimes there can be moments where there's like the visceral energy that you feel moving. There's the activation sensations, the tingling up the spine. So I love being able to kind of like get into something and you're kind of like in the flow. And you're just like, woo, this energy, like it's like a Kundalini thing. You're just like, whoa. And so what is that, right? Like that is what we're talking about. That is like the energy kind of like moving through the body. So it speaks through the throat, it speaks through the voice, but it's the practice of Flowetry, it incorporates, like all of our energy centers all at once. It uses all of our energy centers at once. So when you can kind of bring in that awareness, you begin to understand and become a little bit more aware when you feel those physical sensations as well. And another thing that's interesting when you're doing the Flowetry, and you guys will experience this, is that you can almost get into a state where you're almost kind of like observing. You're speaking, the voice is coming through, the words are coming through, you're trusting the language to be spoken, but you're kind of like observing you doing it. It's very interesting. I know you guys have already experienced that. So just be aware if you can kind of like, and then you can like observe yourself observing. It becomes like you're like 3 layers outside of yourself. You're like, oh, there, right. Like there's me doing Flowetry. So it's very interesting. And then you can watch the recording of you doing this. So it's all good. Okay. Lauren, is there anything else you want to share before we pass it around again? And thank you. That was wonderful.
No, just thank you. I'm so excited. It's so fun. It's so nice to meet you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you again, Lauren. Okay. With that said, we'll keep passing talking around. And Melissa, how are you feeling? Do you want to even just like say hi? You can literally just let us know how you're feeling. And then if you want to, or just feedback on this and stuff. So
I've never done Flowetry before. I came into this like wanting to open up and share like some piano flow with you guys. I wasn't sure if that was a thing versus like speaking. That's something I'm still warming up for, I think, is speaking my flow.
What type of flow was it? Sorry, I'm not sure if I heard.
Piano flow.
Piano flow. Oh yeah, totally. Like if you want to do instrumental flow, like absolutely, that's totally cool. And like honestly, like I would say, for the sake of experimentation and doing something a little bit different, like open up to the idea of just like putting a couple words in here and there if you feel called, and just kind of like just as an experiment, like not even for me to say like, oh, do it, but just like, we're here to give you the permission where, you know, you're doing your piano, and then just kind of be like, and then just kind of like, just give permission for if any words might want to be able to like come through and stuff. And again, and that's where kind of with what we were talking about, if you're just like, well, what do I talk about? Just like, talk about how you're feeling, talk about what's in your heart, talk about what your soul wants to say in this moment. And there's something there, something will come through. So yeah, Melissa, do you got your piano right in front of you? Is that basically where it's set up?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You guys hear that okay?
We can, yeah. Is there a way to like, can we see the keyboard, or does it work like that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That actually makes me feel better too, so my face isn't on the screen.
If you prefer that, that's totally cool. So again, Melissa, thank you so much for joining. And again, this is just practice. So practicing that creative flow moving through you, and the instrument is an extension of you. So if you want to take a moment to just kind of like get yourself set, and whenever you're ready, we're here for you. So let's show some love for Melissa. Go, Melissa, we love you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Guys. Thank you for holding such a safe space. Okay.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. I think everybody was just kind of like zoned and just kind of meditating while listening to that. That was awesome. I felt like for me, like listening to that, I don't know, it reminded me of something from my youth. Like it reminded me of like some like video game that I've that maybe I played, or maybe like it was like Final Fantasy music or something like that. It was beautiful though. That was so beautiful. Thank you, Melissa. So cool.
guys.
Please, by all means, again, we just can just kind of like chit chat. How are you feeling? How are you feeling with that? I mean, do you kind of do that now and then, like just freestyle piano stuff? Is that something you've practiced before?
Yeah, I grew up always playing like by ear, and actually when I took piano lessons when I was a child, my coach fired me because I refused to listen to the notes because I didn't need to.
That's the
So
spirit.
I've always loved playing piano, and I'm actually using my music in the breathwork music I'm creating. So I have been practicing a lot more with my piano and coming up with melodies and stuff for that. So that's where all this flow is coming from.
That's so cool. It sounds wonderful. And the idea that you're like incorporating that into your breathwork stuff, that's super cool. So that's
Thank you.
awesome. Cool,
Thank you
cool.
guys. Thank you for all the love. I feel
Yeah.
so good. I feel accomplished.
Oh, that's what I was about to ask. I'm like, how do you feel? Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. So
Yeah. I'm like, take
cool.
that brain.
Good for you, Melissa. So cool. Awesome. All right. Well,
Thank you guys.
we'll keep passing things around. And Melissa, thank you again. And for everybody here, I'll make sure I include your guys' show notes, like or Instagrams. I'll post those in a second, so you guys don't even have to worry about sharing that. I'll basically just get everybody's stuff, and everybody here can follow. And for those of you on YouTube, be sure to follow everybody here. Follow Melissa, follow Carlos, Demetria, Lauren. I know Selo and Shannon were here a little bit earlier. Jessica's here as well. So beautiful. Awesome. All right. Well, keep an eye on the time. We've been going for, it's already been like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, I guess. So we'll keep going around a little bit more. I'd love to be able to take another swing at it. Jessica, if you want to jump in at some point, just let us know. And yeah, after that, if we want to go through the same order, Carlos, you're more than welcome to go after me. And then we can just kind of keep going, and we'll be done soon enough. But yeah, what do I want to practice next? I want to practice some vocal toning. And then afterwards I'll play around with like my Merlin guitar thingamajig. So I'm going to practice something. This is a little bit outside my comfort zone. Kind of inspired. I know some of you got to tune in for the meditation Uni and I did, and Uni, the sound alchemist, he does a lot of like vocal stuff. I've seen a lot of people do stuff. So I'm going to kind of like play around with some vocal stuff that will also be like music, like singing. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm trying to do something different. Like that's actually my intention. Just do something a little bit different. So, okay. All right. Let me get things all set up here. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Feel free to send love my way. Show love. So, okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. So, ooh. Ooh. When the wind blows across the northern shore, sailing on these seas, destined for new lands we shall see. For we are voyagers, sailing far to see that which we can be.
So good.
How was that? Did I do a thing? My eyes are like a little bit watery, but like it wasn't like tears. Like I don't know, it's just energy or something like that. So cool. Carlos, how was that? Yeah, I mean, you guys.
Dude, that was freaking epic, man. I felt like
Thanks,
it was
man.
like a spiritual Game of Thrones with pirates.
I was like, because when I was doing the toning, like I don't know, it was like bringing me back to like sort of like Scandinavian, like Viking Nordic roots. Like that's kind of what I was feeling. I was like just like seeing like when I was like doing it, I was like feeling as if I was just like floating above the shoreline in like somewhere in Europe. And just kind of like way back, like hundreds of years ago or something like that. Oh, I got like a bit of a tear here, man. Like I don't know, that was like
Is that
ancestral wisdom
life
coming
right
through.
there? Yeah.
What was that?
Is that a past life coming through right
Oh,
there?
something. Yeah. No, there's definitely some like Viking roots in me and stuff. So, and I've definitely felt those. So, yeah, cool. All right. Well, thank you guys. That was fun. I like being able to practice the thing. Like I don't even know what to call that. Like Tibetan throat singing. I get. Well, I don't know if I would call it Tibetan. Maybe it is. I don't know, man. Dude, the voice is so trippy. You guys can seriously make like any noise with the voice. Like honestly, I would encourage you guys. You don't have to do this like on the broadcast. When you have time, just go out there and practice like making weird noises. Like surprise yourself with like be like make noise and be like, wow, I had no idea I could make that noise. Like just like play around with your throat as an instrument. So okay, cool. Carlos, you ready? We'll pass it over to you. And thank you guys again. That felt good. So Carlos, when you're ready.
All right, y'all. Just transparency. The stage fright is back. And it's interesting, earlier on the call, Lauren was mentioning, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you were more comfortable singing and less comfortable with words. For me, it's the other way around. So this time my intention is to like really walk the talk here and do something that scares me like 10 times more than words. And it's singing. So even though, yeah, anyways, no disclaimers. All right.
Send some love to Carlos. Send love. Beautiful. Go for it, Carlos.
Oh, feel it grow. The feeling inside of me of my heart, it's pounding. Lean in, lean in. Fear is part of the human experience. So will you let it run you? Or will you let it inspire you? Will you let it run you? Or will you let it inspire you? Sometimes the fear might win, and that is okay. Nothing to beat yourself about. It's an invitation to go within. What was the block? Identify it. Then you can choose another timeline. Identify it. Spiritual Sherlock Holmes, use the magnifying glass of your awareness. Anytime you do something for the first time, you're gonna suck at it. And that is okay. Allow yourself to play. That is okay. Experiment today. That is okay. A and C.
Beautiful.
Oh my God, that was terrifying.
Dude, that was beautiful. You did so good, guys. Show some love for Carlos. Awesome. How are you feeling, Carlos, after that?
It's interesting because like the normal like the response automatically that my brain is doing is like the inner critic is like, that wasn't good and you didn't let your voice go and you weren't relaxed, and it's trying to like nitpick all that went wrong, but like that's okay. Like I'm just allowing that to be there, and I'm really proud of myself for like doing that. Because that was really freaking scary, and it was fun. It was freaking fun.
That's awesome. That was dude, that was great. And yeah, like very like meta. It's just like I don't know what to sing about, so I'm gonna like sing about not knowing what to sing about, and I'm singing about stuff. It's like that one time where I like wrote a school essay about not knowing how to write a school essay or something like that. It's just like very meta. But yeah, dude, that was awesome, man. And honestly, like it almost, there's kind of like sub kind of ways of practicing this where I'm like, yeah, like try doing Flowetry where the intention is to like sing badly. Like, what if you just embrace that, where it's just like bad singing Flowetry, and then it's like suddenly you realize it's just like, oh damn, that was still pretty good. So it's like even bad singing can still turn out awesome. It's still, because it's not just like the badness. It's like it's the energy, it's the play. So I'm trying to even think of what that would sound like. So it's just like let me just jump in real quick. I just want to see if I can like even conceptualize what the hell I'm talking about here. So it's like be like it's okay if you don't know how to sing. Singing a song is all you got to do. Bop-a-da-bop, bop, scoobity-boop-boo. And it don't matter who you're with, because you're going to have fun, and that's okay. It just turns into scat. That was pretty bad, right? Like that was, but it was good. It was bad good. It's all one the same. So
your essence was definitely backing that singing up, which is
I think
all
so. Yeah. It's just like, if I, so that's the thing, man. You do something with enough confidence and people will be like, oh, this is pretty good. So yeah, cool. Carlos, anything else you want to share real quick and then we'll pass it around?
Yeah. You know, immediately when you said the thing about confidence, it reminded me of this like idea that really the only thing that's different between someone who's already doing what I desire and living the dream life that I desire versus me now is like how I perceive myself and how I perceive the world. And if we can engage with everything we do with like certainty, like man, I fucking got this and I have my own back even if I mess up, like that is sexy and it's magnetic. And you know, people will want to be around your energy whether or not you have the credentials or you've put in the hours of work. Because you know, I'm also a dancer, and one thing I've realized about a lot of people in like the dance community when I was training a lot is that the dancers that really get booked and have the jobs, and I think this is a metaphor for life, is like are the ones that have like a personable attitude, you know, and they're kind of in play and in flow with themselves and they don't take themselves so seriously. And then you have the dancers that are very by the book, like, yeah, what you're doing isn't technically this kind of dance, so you can't call it this kind of dance. And like they're almost like competing with each other and correcting each other, and ironically they push away all these opportunities in the process. It just, I felt reminded of that as you mentioned, like confidence.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, yeah, again, like I agree. Like there's like, there's like, it's funny because it's like I can be confident in the idea that I'm going to suck and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to learn, but I'm going to keep going forward. So it's like not the confidence of like being perfect. It's the confidence of just like showing up for yourself in that moment. Some days you're like on point and you're hitting every single dance move, every single beat, every single word. And then some days it might just kind of be a little bit different, and that's okay. So yeah, I like that though. I like how Flowetry just kind of opens up into a lot of other philosophies as well. Philosophy, the philosophy of philosophy. Add that to the dictionary real quick. Okay, let's keep things going around. Carlos, did you still have to head out at 8:30? Like, is that in 15, give or take? If you're
Yeah.
okay, all right. Did you want to share anything else before, like, if anything, you could do another one now, just because you have to head out, and then we'll just kind of like keep going from there, and we'll go maybe another like half hour at most. So just because that way, because we're not cutting off anybody else. So if you want to do one more Shazam thingamajig.
Okay.
I don't know why I said that. So whatever you feel called to do.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
wasn't expecting to be brought back into the arena again, but let's go.
It's optional, dude. Like, it's an invite. Whatever, if you're feeling it, then
I'm ready.
Go for it, dude. That's the best time. So
I choose to send it. Send it like the text message that you were thinking of sending. I choose to send it for those out there who look at themselves with constant criticism, beating themselves up and holding themselves small. I choose to show up for those who long for something greater, who desire to step into the circle and don't know how. I choose to mess up and risk my own vulnerability so that someone else might think, man, I'm not alone in this feeling. I choose to show up so that another might look at me and feel inspired, and I might invite them in to rewire that sense of defeating their inner child. I choose to show up And in my showing up, I invite each and every one of you listening and each and every one of you who feels my energy to show up, not just for you, but because someone out there needs your courage, needs your medicine. What would it look like for you to show up, show up, show up, show up, take the stage, because life is only a theater that we choose to play in. And as you play and experiment and rest and hustle and grind and do your thing to tap into divine, know that exactly as you are is the right way to be human. And so it is.
And so it is. Beautiful. Awesome, guys. Show some love for Carlos. Carlos, thank you so much, dude. That was cool. Man, it was funny. I was like, I was just kind of like lying down while listening to that. But I feel like, and not even just for you, sometimes for other people, and you guys tell me if you notice this too, where like I can like, I'm listening to you, but then at the same time, I'm almost like anticipating what you're going to say. Like I can like hear it before you say it, sort of thing, like certain verses or certain rhymes. Like I can like, I'm be like, oh, he's going to say that. And then you do say it. And I'm like, oh, cool. That was kind of like, there are a few parts in there where I could hear the rhyme before it even got to that point and stuff. So, but dude, that was awesome, dude. Carlos, thank you so much for joining in. And again, just knowing that you have to head out soon. Is there any just closing thoughts, gratitude, words of inspiration you want to share real quick? And then if you're jumping out on the quietly, we'll see you around. So
yeah, I actually don't have any more words other than thank you.
Yeah, just gratitude. That's cool. That's perfect, dude. So awesome. Well, Carlos, thank you so much. And again, for those of you looking to connect with Carlos and anybody else here in the chat, I did post those into the Zoom link, and they'll be in the YouTube info for this recorded up on YouTube as well. So cool. All right, let's keep passing things around. And yeah, we'll go no later than 9. But I mean, if there's still a little bit more creative expression that we want to go through, we'll be here for it. So who would like to go next on the group here? Jessica's raising her hand. So Jessica, we can pass it over to you. Thank you so much. Jessica, are you ready to go next? Is that cool with you? Because I know if you want to. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, Jessica, you've been in the Flowetry before. You've seen how we do this here. So I'll pass it over to you, and you can just kind of like speak from your heart. If you want to introduce what you want to share, then please, by all means. So let's show some love for Jessica. Go ahead, Jessica.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I can feel my body temperature going up and my armpits starting to sweat. Okay. Hey, my name is Jess. I came here to watch you play. Don't know what I'm doing, just going with it, learning to heal and just be myself. It's the hardest thing for me to be real. I've lost my way, lost it in the dark, coming out of my box. Yeah, gonna do my part. Learning how to be, yeah, I'm just me. Been cleaning my pool all day. It turned green. My daughter wasn't here with me. She was cheering me on, but I was afraid. So, but yeah, I'm gonna carry on. Okay, that's all I got.
Beautiful, guys. Show some love for Jessica. Jessica, that was so good. Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica, if you want to share again, just going around normally, how are you feeling? How was that for you?
It was good. It was a release. Still a little nervous.
Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah.
I've literally been smiling this whole podcast. So like you all crack me up. So you all are a huge inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Jessica. Yeah, that's definitely, it's like come for the Flowetry, stay for like the face exercise because my cheeks hurt right now too. Like I've like just been like this the entire time. It's like this is how I'll just be like walking around the house and just be like, hey Lacey, how's it going? And she'll be like, Brendon, why is your face like that? You're like, oh, it's just been smiling a lot. That looks kind of weird. Just talk without like constant smile on. Anyways, okay. You guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. And for those of you listening to the future, I hope you're enjoying this. And again, we do Flowetry classes every now and then. So if you're like, oh man, I got to join the next one, send me a direct message on Instagram, Mystic Spider-Man. And yeah, I would love to have you around for that. So Melissa, Lauren, Demetria, would one of you like to be able to go next? It's up to you guys. You guys let us know. And Carlos, thank you again. Carlos just jumped out. So who would like to go next? And if you guys still need a little bit of a break, I'll practice doing some other stuff. That's really cool. I'll still play like one crappy song with my Merlin at some point. So I don't know how to play this. That's the whole point. Okay. Again, who wants to? Lauren, that was, yeah, kind of. Okay.
I was like, I don't care. I'll go next. But I know
yeah. That's totally cool. So okay, all right. Yeah, go ahead, Lauren. And then again, Demetria and Melissa, it's totally optional. If you guys are like, let's do it, that's cool. If you guys are like, I'm here to watch, that's totally cool. Whatever you guys are comfortable with. So let's pass it over to Lauren then. So Lauren, show love for Lauren. Go, Lauren.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do a little singing this time. And like toning. Yeah, I love like really bringing intentional healing into the toning, and it's so beautiful. Okay. Playing with a song, I see it along. Spirit flows through and tickles you too. The smile inside ebbs out. The vibe flows out. I know I'm pure and you are too. Even though we heal our shadows, it hurts sometimes to call out our woes, but as we do it too, it's for me and you, and I know we're true. I believe in you. Okay. Yay.
Awesome, guys. Show some love for Lauren. That was beautiful. Man, that was loud too. Like that was like you're like outside just like going all out, man. That was 100% volume. So that was beautiful. Lauren, how was that?
My neighbors are probably so annoyed. They hear me all the time.
They're getting a free show. I'd be quite pleasantly happy if I were them. So that was awesome. Beautiful. Lauren, how you feeling? Anything after that? Anything else you want to share?
No, it was fun. It kind of just, I think I use some of the same tones sometimes, like as like a safety net, but it's fun to.
I notice myself doing the same. There's like certain verses that I'll like bring in every now and then, and yeah, that's totally cool. So cool. Awesome. Well, Lauren, thank you again. That was beautiful. That like doing that, I'm like, oh man, like I want to practice more singing and stuff too. So thank you for inspiring me. So cool. Yeah. All right. Okay. So just checking in. Demetria, how are you feeling? Do you want to, even if you just want to share like observations on what it's looking like from your end, and if you feel called to give it another go, you're more than welcome to. So.
Thanks. Yeah, I was just kind of checking in with myself. I feel like there's a part of me that's kind of integrating that last experience, but also a part of me that's like, you could go again. So maybe I'll try and go again. Might as well, since we're here. I already unmuted myself, so we might as well keep it going. Okay. I keep hearing the word philosophy. I feel it wants to come through. I'm not really sure why that is or what it wants to do. I feel like I'm a philosopher deep down in my core, but day-to-day life, I know I'm looking for something more. What does a philosopher do? What does a philosophy ponder? I know a philosopher looks around and all they can find is wonder. Going here, going there, finding the creation in all. It's like, oh, I lost it. I want to talk about philosophy and what that means to me. It's me looking around, seeing the sound and expressing what that is to me. There's something ancient inside of me. There's something ancient inside of me, and all it wants to do is be. So why do I suppress it? Why can't I let it free? This ancient piece of me has been around, up and down, around town, here and there and everywhere, across the stars and back to the ground. Here I am now in the present moment, ancient and modern. It's all the same component. I'll try to breathe as my mind tries to intervene. When I drop into my heart, it's when that real part of me can be seen. There's a lot of depth inside me there's a lot of depth inside of me, and honestly, it's scary. If I bring it out, if I let it be seen, will I still be married? From the stars and back to earth, the places here full of hearth, far and wide, the deep blue sea. I see all of you back into me. I'm just gonna play and keep it flowing. That's okay if it doesn't make sense. All that's important is that I keep going, that I don't stop, that I don't suppress my voice. And I need to remember in every moment I have that choice. Will I continue to suppress myself, or will I continue to express myself? The choice is mine in every moment. I have to remember that the power is mine. Being mindful, being present, I have a choice. How will I move forward? It's all up to me. And I'll just keep going. Okay, I think that's it right now.
Yes, guys, show some love for Demetria. That was awesome. I love how you you rhymed like component. I was like, oh, she just like rhymed component with like, I forget what it was, but I don't know. There's just, you're dropping some pretty lit rhymes there. So Demetria, that was awesome. I know you kind of said before, you kind of again, you're kind of like going almost into your channeling states there and stuff like that. Coming out of that, and again, just take your time, breathe. I know there's a bit of a process coming out of that. Anything you want to share? How you feeling right now?
Noticing like how in that moment, the second I try to think about what I'm saying, it just like kicks me out of it. And then trying to get back in it. So it's like becoming aware of the flow and then being out of that flow. And then like whenever my mind wanted to get involved, but kind of like then it would throw me off. But kind of like you were saying earlier, Brendon, about you can kind of hear it coming before you say it. There was moments where I could hear the next voice as I was saying I could hear the next word as I was saying the current one. So that was interesting. But yeah, thanks for just giving me space to mess up and stumble, and yeah, that was fun. And I am glad that I gave it another whirl.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. And yeah, that was awesome. We're proud of you. And yeah, it's kind of cool because it's like before you join, it's just like, I've never done Flowetry before. And now it's like 2 times into it and you're just like, oh, I just unlocked a new ability. Like this, apparently I can do this. So it's like, yeah, it was really cool just being able to like witness you. And I agree what you're saying there, that observation of like, it's finding that balance of like, not so much thinking about what you're going to say as much as feeling what's already coming. Slight difference there. If you're kind of if you're trying to think what you're going to say, it's kind of as if you're trying to like build a bridge as you're walking it. And then you're kind of like, oh crap, this is hard. Whereas if you're feeling it, it's almost as if you're like walking across like a bridge that's building underneath your feet, or it's like an invisible bridge where you kind of have to trust that, you guys have kind of like seen that where it's like a magic bridge that's kind of like arriving underneath your feet as you take those steps into the unknown, so doing what we're doing here tonight, it's really an opportunity for us to be able to like play with courage. Courage isn't something that we like always get to be able to experience. It usually happens when it's like something outside of our familiarity. So this is a fun and a safe way to be able to be like, oh, this is like, okay, this takes a little bit of courage, but I have it in me. So good for you, Demetria. That's very courageous. Cool. Anything else, Demetria, before we pass it around a bit more?
No, just thank you. Thanks for the space, and thank you guys for being here and holding that too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Healing. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you as well. Beautiful. Okay. All right. We'll go around again. I know Ashley, thank you so much for joining in. Ashley, if anybody else wants to be able to practice sharing, you guys are more welcome to. I'll do at least like one more. And then if there's anybody else who really wants to go, we can wrap it up. So Melissa, how you feeling? You having fun? Are you feeling called, feeling pulled, feeling inspired?
I feel very inspired by all you lovely people, and I feel like I've gathered enough courage to try a little bit of speaking.
Cool.
Well, I'm already unmuted, so might as well just do it.
Yeah. And again, I would just, this is just for anybody, like we'll just hold space, but like take a few breaths, just kind of like focus in your own silence, take a few breaths, and kind of like we said, just kind of feel and just kind of trust, and just words will happen. So, and just whatever the soul wants to say. So let's show some love for Melissa. So show love.
Thank you guys. Thank you for holding space. The thing that brings me gratitude the most is the thing that keeps us all alive. The thing that connects us as one, and that happens to be the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. That's truly what it's all about. But some of us forget to consciously revisit the breath. And when this happens, sometimes we get a little lost because we're not aligning ourselves to the whisper of God. But that's okay, because these paths that we take help us learn new things and gain new perspectives in life. And then we're always reminded in the darkest moments that we can always come back to the breath and realign with our true selves once more. Breathe in, breathe out. It's truly what it is all about. Inhale, celebration. Exhale, gratitude. Align yourself with your joy and share it with the world. That's it.
Beautiful, guys. Show some love, Melissa.
Thank you.
Good job, Melissa. Take a moment. Feel those cheekbones activated and everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Doing some facial yoga while
we are. Face massage going, and you guys are gonna need it after this. Like good, like plyometrics with your face cheek here. So. Cool. Melissa, if you want to take a moment, how are you feeling? Any afterthoughts on that?
I feel like I'm breaking through so many layers of just being afraid of, public speaking has always been really, really hard for me over the years. So the fact that we're here and we're all healing together, doing the same thing, it just feels so good to share this moment with you guys. So thank you for holding space. Thank you, Brendon, for hosting all of this.
Thank you guys. It's again, like it's cool because like Flowetry literally is one of those things that you can practice on your own. And I would encourage you guys to do this, like if you're taking a walk, just practice. Like you can practice it in your head, but it's often easier to like vocalize it to practice. So if you're walking your dog, just be like, I'm walking my dog and I'm practicing some Flowetry. Let's see what's going to happen. There's a squirrel in a tree, and like you can like find these like beats and rhythms and just, like there's no audience, so you're just like messing around, and honestly, you'll do that, and you'll be like, what did I just say? Like that was pretty good. What did I just say? And then the thing with Flowetry, if you're doing it in the moment, here we're obviously recording it, but when you're doing it in the moment, it really is also a practice of impermanence and letting go. Like you might say like the hottest thing, and then it's just like, okay, let it go. That's in the past. Like immediately, as soon as you say it, let it go. And then it's like, making room for the next thing. So if you're just like constantly like saying something, be like, oh, that was awesome. Like, it can't get better than that. And then it's like that thought like prevents the next thing from coming. So it's like, yeah, that might have been awesome. Let it go. Oh, there's another thing that's awesome. Let it go. Oh, there's more awesome. Let it go. And then it's just kind of continuously just kind of, yeah, this like perpetual flow of awesome that you can eventually kind of tap into, and without it having to like, and it's simply awesome just because you're like allowing it to show up, you know, like that's the awesomeness in itself. So it's a holistic practice. So, okay, cool. Perpetual flow of awesome. Yes. I liked how your cat came in. I was like, is that cat going to distract her? And then you didn't get distracted by the cat. So that was good though for you, Melissa. Did you even notice? Did you even notice? Oh, you have headphones on. What am I talking about? Of course not. Because I was like, the cat's going to throw her off, and then it didn't. So it's all good. But anyways, little things that I get excited about. There's a cat in the camera. Wow, so exciting. Okay. So I'll practice a little bit more, and then after that, if anybody else wants to just go one more time, and then we'll wrap up. Yeah, very good. And then we'll wrap it up after that. So we'll be done no later than 9. So thank you guys so much. This is awesome. Again, every time we do this, it's a chance for all of us to grow together. So I appreciate you guys holding space. Okay, so this is a Merlin guitar, named after the magician himself. Don't ask me why it's called a Merlin guitar. It just is. It's not tuned, so half of it's not tuned. I don't actually play this like properly, but I can still make noise with it. And that's the important thing. So I can use it again, just kind of like as an instrument, as well as my voice. And I'm going to practice singing. And it may be goofy, it may be serious. Another thing that you can actually practice within Flowetry is like you can actually get into a state where if you're like wanting to, like you can get into some Flowetry where like you can make yourself cry. Like I've done this, like I've like sung songs where I'll like really get into a state and I'll like literally cry as I'm doing it. Cause you're like, oh, this is like my higher self, like speaking, or it's like, or you're crying because it's like something that's like so true to you. Say if you're like singing about love or singing about family or ancestors or your journey, it's a very powerful way. So whether it's today or another time, I would just encourage you guys to be open to that. So okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Thank you guys for coming to my concert tonight. I appreciate you follow your lighters or something like that. No, it's okay. So I mean, I wouldn't stop you, but oh, Lauren's like, oh, here's my lighters. Okay, yeah, thanks, Lauren. Lauren's on the ball on this one. So how do I get this? There we go. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, all right, let's see what we got here. So there's nowhere that I would rather be than sitting here with you under this tree. The wind in your hair, I've seen it before, but every time I meet you, there's something more. You're the sun on my face. You're the food that I taste. You're the dream that I dream. You're everything that I want to be. Outside of myself, you're an extension of me, a part of myself that I've learned to love and see. And so how did you find me across this maze, running like a chicken, lost for days? And yet the synchronicity of this dream brought us together perfectly as it would seem. And the days go by and I look at your face and I'm just so happy that you're here in this space for me to say your name with the words that I hold, and to hold your hands and to cuddle you when you're cold, because there's nothing that I long for more than your kiss. And I'm just so grateful for moments like this when I can hear myself say the words that sing true. My darling, my dear, I love you. I love you, my dear, from now until the end. I love you, my dear. You've always been my friend, but you're so much more. You're the hero that I long to be. You're the artist and the paintbrush who helps me truly see. And I'm so grateful that you are here in this space where I can finally put my hand to your face and I hold you close as I whisper in your ear words that I've longed to say to you, my dear. I love you so with each and every breath, and I'll never forget because you've helped me be my best. And there's years still ahead, and each day to be told. For there's new stories as you and I grow old. And so as we sit back under the same old tree, will you hold my hand as time whispers past me? For this story may end here within this life, but I'm so grateful to call you my wife. For I'll love you forever from this life to the next, and I'll remember you always here in this bed as I say these words that I've longed to say. And I'll never forget you and the ways that you help me play. For I love you, my dear, with all of my heart. And I'm so grateful that we've got this start to live the rest of our lives in the ways that we do. And I'm just so grateful to say I love you. There we go. Oh, I'm crying. It happened. I said it would happen and it happened. I'm crying, guys. Oh, Jesus, man. How was that? Did you guys, was that good? How did that sound? Melissa, how was that? Did anybody else cry? Did I, did I almost make you guys cry? You guys can unmute yourself. It's okay. Aw.
Oh my God. Oh, that was so beautiful. I almost like cried so many times. It was like very close and I was like,
Yeah.
a little breath didn't need to, but it was so beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Lauren. I'll have to, like, as I'm like singing, I'm like, oh, I guess I'll show this to Lacey afterwards. So it's kind of weird because I'm like she's not in the room with me, but I'm like singing about her and stuff like that. So shout out to my partner Lacey. That was obviously a song about inspired by our love, and that's where, you know, again with this Flowetry, like I think the emotions that we hold are one of the best places for inspiration, you know, because they're rooted in experience. So talk about love, you know, that's why there's so many love songs. Talk about the things that make your heart feel a certain way. So Melissa, how was that? I noticed like everybody was just kind of like, oh, like, I don't know, you guys.
Oh, I could feel my heart just glow the whole time. You were just channeling that beautiful message, and I could tell that you were channeling Lacey, and it was just so beautiful.
Aw, thank you, Melissa. Thank you, guys. That was fun. That was yeah, like that was. I'll have to like write more songs about her, real songs. So okay, Cool. Demetria, anything else? I mean, I not that I need feedback from everybody, but I don't know. We're just chit chatting here. That was fun.
I mean, yeah, it was like, I was like, what? It was like a legit song, you know? It's
Right?
like, you know, it was like, how is he just like making this up on the fly? You know, this is like a legitimate whole song right now.
With single chords, I might add, like literally
Yeah,
like nothing more complex than like single strums. So
yeah, I mean, you went for
Yeah.
I don't know how long. Like that was like a solid entire song.
that was like at least like 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I was definitely like just taking my time with it and just feeling it, you know, and kind of like what we say, when you give yourself to feel it, you like enter into that space, and then it's like, okay, well, how long do you want to stay in this space? And then, you know, it's like, I could have done 10 minutes more of that, you know, but I'm like, okay, yeah, that's good. Right. So, yeah, but that was fun though. That was, thank you guys so much for holding the space for that. That was lovely. And, I'm sure Lacey will appreciate hearing it afterwards. So cool. Okay. We're, again, just kind of getting close to final stuff. Go ahead, Lauren. Yeah.
I was just saying you should make a little video of your guys dancing with that like song in the background.
Oh, well, I was thinking like I might just clip that at least in some way or another. Yeah. I'm thinking so. So cool. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. This was so beautiful. It was so nice to meet you all too.
Yeah.
And, it was so much fun. I had such a blast.
Thank you. Well, we still have time to go around one more for anybody else. Lauren's gonna head out. So Lauren, thank you again. That was awesome. And yeah, I appreciate what you bring to the space. So cool.
Hi, everyone.
Awesome. Well, we're just about ready to wrap it up. Demetria, Melissa, Jessica, Ashley, if anybody else wants to be able to share and like some Flowetry, let us know, and then we'll just close it off with gratitude. So Melissa, Demetria, either of you guys feel called to? I mean, we definitely got some good practice in. Everybody went quite a few times. So yeah. If we're ready to wrap it up, then we'll wrap it up. So last call. Cool.
I feel pretty complete, I think I was gonna say, but I wanted to say thank
you
so much. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. We'll just go around with gratitude. Yeah. Thank you, Demetria. And Melissa, any closing words of love for everybody or anything you want to share?
Yes, thank you so much for holding such a safe space for all of us to be authentic to everyone. And thank you so much for allowing me to open up, because I've never really done stuff like this before. So it just feels good to get out there and get out of my comfort zone. So yeah, thank you guys. And thank you, Brendon.
Thank you as well, Melissa. All right, Lauren. Bye, Lauren. And Jessica, any closing gratitude you want to share? Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you all. Brendon, thank you for these spaces. Sorry for the pup barking, but yeah, thank you all so much for just opening the dark places within my heart. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Jessica. So beautiful. Demetria, was there anything else? Again, I know you just kind of said briefly your gratitude. Is there anything else? I think we're just about ready. Yeah. Just
super grateful. I mean, that's all I can say. And like the perpetual smiles happening. And I really, like you said, like full blown. Yeah. Our cheeks are gonna be like so buff after this. Like seriously. For real, yeah. But yeah, just thanks. And I'll just say like that was so healing. And I feel like a long time coming. So I'm super grateful. And just this whole concept I think is so brilliant and so simple yet so powerful. So yeah, thanks, Brendon. You're just like whipping out all the dopeness. Oh, no worries. Thank you guys as well. I enjoy this thoroughly, being able to hang out with you guys. And yeah, it's always fun to be able to see what comes out of these Flowetry classes. So we'll definitely do more of them. You guys, again, as people who have joined here, you guys got like first dibs on spots. Eventually, these will be kind of like capacity where like there will only be enough room for maybe like 10 people max and stuff like that. That way, so we can just kind of keep it to a small group to be able to share. And yeah, just to be able to wrap things up. Again, if you guys have my PayPal link and you guys want to be able to send anything through PayPal, again, basically we're just kind of doing this as like a pay what you wish, asking donation. And you guys already know this, but again, even for the people who are listening to this in the future, if you guys want to send any contributions through my PayPal, the link for that's in the YouTube info. And if you guys want to join on the Patreon, that's a monthly membership option. And then that will also give you automatic access to any of the events that I'm hosting, such as the Flowetry classes and other events as well. So if you guys have any questions, just send me a DM on Instagram.
Instagram. And yeah, with that said, we'll wrap it up here. And just on the closing notes of Flowetry, I just encourage everybody to just bring this practice with you, just like bring it throughout your day while you're just walking around doing chores, and just kind of like play with the idea that, back to that visual that we started off with, that there's like this flow of creativity moving through you. And we touch upon this at the beginning, but just to end it with this note, because this is very important, like the practice that we do here, it's holographic. So what we do here, like it unfolds into other aspects of your life. So it may feel like we're just like coming here and making songs and doing poetry. But I know that within my heart and with anybody who's listening to this, I hope this helps open up into new areas of your life, and be like, oh, if I can do some Flowetry on a broadcast, I can do anything, basically. So more or less. So. Cool. All right. We'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much. As always, Patreon, PayPal link, and Instagram link, and the links for all the creators here. All that's in the YouTube info, and Paradigm Shift Radio on Spotify. You can check out the recording for this and other broadcasts as well. So for everybody here, feel free to gently unmute yourself, and we'll say goodnight, and I'll stop the recording after that. So thank you again, everyone. We love you guys.
Thank you. Much love.
All right. Thanks again, everyone. See you guys soon.